Greetings, land of Bitcoin. It almost looks like there could be a descending, a falling wedge forming. It's not fully formed yet. It's close, particularly this one here. Maybe if that were the case, it could extend all the way down here to the pink line, which is one thing I've been maybe calling for. It can't quite get down there. So I don't know. I'm just kind of goofing around with that. It's something to watch. A falling wedge is a very bullish pattern over time. Descending channel I have drawn in here, this blue one, is also a very bullish pattern over time. It's going to take some time. But if you've been watching my channel, I talk a lot about the last Friday of the month, the monthly expirations of futures products. This month, it's January 28th is the last Friday of the month. In a recent video, I said 13 times on my chart since this started back in December 2020. I said 12 out of 13. It's actually 11 out of 12. Bitcoin has dove down to that date, that general area. It's usually a day or two before, up to 5, 6. Last month, it was actually 8 days afterwards. But usually it's within days of this line where it bottoms out and it pumps again. One time in the history of this chart goes back to December 2020. One time, Bitcoin is pumped up to this date. And let's go examine that. That was here. Right here was the first month where it pumped up. Every one of these, looking back, you can see it even without me putting my lines on here, without my chart. You can see it's the last Friday of the month pattern. It pumps up and down towards that Friday, just over and over and over and over and over. It broke here, and ever since then, it's been the same. Last month was a little off. After the massive dumps, one thing I noticed, after the massive dumps, boom, right? After the massive dumps, the pattern kind of breaks, but it still manages to show up a little bit, at least. July, the 1 month out of this entire time where there was actually a quite massive pump up to the last Friday of the month. And that was in about 7 days. It was about 36%, give or take, a pump. So that was a beautiful pump. And let's go over here and look at the futures data. Now, no one can say exactly this is going to happen, right? So here you can see this chart right here. Boom, this whole chart you see here is here. This is the volume of Bitcoin futures. So they've recently added a Bitcoin futures product on the traditional stock market. So I don't think that is included in here. So that's a new product. So that might start to, obviously it's going to start to weigh in as well. I don't think that's on here, but it should be fairly similar. The one thing I can say is this chart here, I like volume and open interest of CME Bitcoin futures. And so you can see the month of July I've been talking about January 2022 could have a chance of looking like July of 2021 because it's coming off this huge crash, right? This huge crash. And then these 2 months here, June and July, right? It's coming off this huge crash. And then these 2 months here, December and January, I've been talking about this for a while. It could be, it could be one of these where Bitcoin, the first structure, head and shoulder structure is on this pink line. See, left shoulder, head, right shoulder comes back down to the pink line, comes up, back down to the pink line, and then starts another head and shoulders. And this head and shoulders comes up and it comes down to the white line. It's about 41,000, give or take. This pink line down here is about 30,000, right? And then it goes the head, right? The head, and it comes back down to the white line. That epic dump, massive dump on December 4th, right off the white line, comes back up, comes back. We just bounced off the white line again. So my question here is, head and shoulders are supposed to be bearish structures. I mean, they're not supposed to be, but they tend, statistically, they tend to be bearish where the price would dump. So this is my question. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is what I'm watching for, one of these two things. This would correlate perfectly. This blue vertical line here is January 28th, the last Friday of January. it would correlate perfectly. The timing is just about right. In the next few days to a week, it could happen just even a few days. 24th, 25th of January, we could be sitting here at 41,000. But it bears an uncanny resemblance, right? So my question is, are we going to bounce off 41,000 and we're going to come pumping up here, right? Boom, to the last Friday of the month, and are we going to then it might dump. Who knows whether this goes ahead and dumps now, right, towards the end of January, start of February, down to the pink line, or if it comes up and it does pump up to the last Friday of the month. You can see when last time it did that, what happened immediately. There was a dump. There was about a 13% dump, give or take, immediately after that pump. So if it does pump up to that line, watch out for the quick dumperoo. And if it does dump, is this actually the whole right shoulder, right? And then we're coming down to the pink line. The market psychology chart, let's pull that up. And basically, we're here in anxiety right now, right? And the next major dump down to 30,000 would be like denial, right? I don't think Bitcoin is actually going to go below the denial stage. We might be in anxiety. We might be in denial right now, and this is what's coming, right? The panic's about to ensue. Like I said, the hype squad is a powerful thing, and big players have big money invested, and there's lots of people with lots of social media influence that don't want to see it going to the pink line. So at this point, you can definitely see the psychology of a hype pump, the psychology of a market cycle, right? We're coming down off the dead cat bounce that actually was an all-time new high. And if it played out like that, we'd be looking at something like this, right? So in my next video, I'm going to talk about this fun little green line, vertical line over here. See that with the arrow pointing to it? April 9th, 2024, the next Bitcoin halving is this green line. So I kind of like these long-term charts. My next video, make sure you catch it. I don't think there's a bear market. I've been calling it a platypus market. I think we're going to platypus. There's a chance it could come up here to like 59, 60, 62, 63,000 again and put in another top, and we'd have this giant head and shoulders over like 18, 24 months. I'm kicking that around. Or if it just follows that market psychology, we're anxiety denial right now, and lots of times it'll come down, right, and panic, and then there'll be another like hump here, like this would be like summer of 2023 or something right here, right? Boom, right? And something like this. So say it's just doing this, but this is what I want your attention, right? This one over here is going to be wonderful. This one's probably going up off my chart, right? It's going up there somewhere. I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple weeks, but one thing I can say is, if we go here, the one green pump was July of 2021, and you can see on this volume and open interest CME Bitcoin futures chart monthly, you can see, zoom back in this video with this, July. This is the one time it's pumped. My chart starts here in December 2020, right? Pump up, dump down to it, pump up, dump to it. So it's pain, right? It's pain being caused for people that were betting Bitcoin is going up high. So it depends. Right here, we've only got about half the month in, so this will come up quite a bit. This blue bar for January 2020. But if you look at the red line, you can see it peaked and 1, 2. We're in the second month now of it peaking. Let's see, peak here, boom. Second month after the peak was June. Third month was July. You can see how low the interest got, and maybe it does dump down to 41,000. Just looking at this, just off the cuff, playing a hunch. Maybe Bitcoin does dump down to 41,000 this month. Maybe there's a little pump, and maybe 40,000 is where it bottoms. Just look at if it was a third month, that'd put us in February. But I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just speculation. Oh, just so you know, I closed down my long trade. I closed it down. I'm out of that. So I don't know what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if either one happens, but I think the futures markets have a lot to do with it. The problem with it this month is if it comes below this 41,000 white horizontal line, you could even say, 40,000, 41. If it comes down below there in that area, it starts closing candles down here. At that time, Bitcoin wouldn't be a top layer cake anymore. This white line would flip from support to resistance, and I think Bitcoin would have a hard time. I think it'd have a real hard time getting back above that anytime soon, unless the hype squad can do it. But we'll just have to wait and see. Even if it does pump this month, in the next couple weeks up, it could still dump harshly back down to the pink line, and we would still have the head and shoulders, right? I just can't get away from this head and shoulders again. My question is it the white line or the pink line? We already came down to the white line. Is it coming down to the pink line? But anyways, there could be another massive pump coming early 2022. It's hard telling with Bitcoin. But either way, if there is, then the middle of 2022, then it's coming back down, most likely, right? And I wouldn't suspect until 2024. I wouldn't expect Bitcoin to be above 70,000, and I wouldn't expect it to be below 30,000. And anyways, I'll let you get going now. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.